If you're a manager, your employees should not be solving problems. So here's a statement that I always hear in when there's a change in culture, that supervisors will always allow employees to solve their problems before they get involved. That seems like a common practice among managers. I'll let my employees solve it before they come and tell me. If they have a problem, they come and tell me. Now, here's the reason why I say employees should not solve problems. Because remember, we're going from a reactionary based culture to a more proactive based culture. So here's a couple of things you have to consider before you allow employees to solve problems. One, did you teach them how to properly solve a problem? Or are they solving the symptom? Do they know the difference between the symptom and root cause? And do they know how to determine root cause analysis? Do they know the impact or consequences of making changes, both upstream and downstream? Here's what typically happens. When you allow employees to solve problems, sometimes your assumption is that they're solving problems. And guess what? Many employees avoid it, don't solve it, or say, this is not my problem, this is your problem. And they go about their business. And that problem becomes normal, becomes a normal part of what they do. And they overlook it, they deal with it, and don't even escalate it for whatever reason. They just don't report that as a problem. So your assumption that you're thinking that your employees are solving problems is really false, because a lot of times, one, they're not even solving the problem. The second thing is they're sometimes solving the symptom and not even determining the root cause of it, because you haven't properly trained the employee to do that. So by the way, the whole concept of being proactive is that you're ahead of those anyways. So when you effectively follow up in the field, because you've already set the expectation, you should already kind of anticipate anything that your employees may have as issues, or have a process where they can say, hey boss, I've got an issue. I need help fixing it. Or what do you want me to do? What are the steps I need to do to try to resolve this thing? There's a huge difference between you allowing them to fix problems and the employee having a process to want to escalate issues, to do minor repair because you've trained them to do that, how to problem solve. And the third thing is that you're out there following up frequently to help them mitigate a lot of the issues that are coming up. There's a huge difference between that second part that I said and the first part where I'll let my employees solve that issue. So what I'm trying to say is that get involved in the problem solving process with your employees to help them understand how to solve problems. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm saying if you haven't done your due diligence in teaching them, that's your issue.